Hello everyone. My name is Alexia Snyder and I am currently a graduate student at Queen's University of Charlotte. This assignment correlates back to a scavenger hunt that we completed last week. We were to find a peer-reviewed article on a subject of our choice, mine being related to sports injuries. I began my search using Everett Library through Queen's University and searching through peer-reviewed journals relating to communication and sports. The search through Everett Library led me to find this article titled "Long-Term Consequences of Recurrent Sports Concussion." I was interested in this article because lately you hear more and more published on what long-term effects NFL players deal with and how the injuries have completely changed their lives. Through reading some of the articles personally, I have noticed that contact sports athletes and NFL players alike, if they knew what they knew now, they definitely wouldn't have participated in them just because what they are experiencing currently. This article was written by Philippe Deck, Natalie Galt, Matthias Blandot, Tristan Cardon, Maasa Burkall, Emmeline L. Hillou, Bernard Desfort, and Jean-Claude Perrin, and is a clinical, peer-reviewed article on brain injuries. The journal is titled Acta Neuroscientia, which is the European Journal of Neurosurgery that publishes articles dealing with clinical neurosurgery. It is volume 158, issue 2, was published in December 2015, and runs through pages 289 to 300 and includes 41 total citations. Even though this article is European-based, it still includes football and, of course, their equivalent, rugby. Now to start off, this is what the American Congress of Rehabilitation Medicine classifies as a concussion: a traumatically induced physiologic disruption of brain function including any period of lost consciousness less than 30 minutes, any loss of memory less than 24 hours, any altercation in mental state at the time of the accident, and focal neurological deficits that may or may not be transient. Now to begin with a literature review. The article discusses concussions and how they are extremely frequent within the athletic realm, especially within football, as well as rugby. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has estimated that about 135,000 patients with sports concussions attend the emergency room each year in the U.S., and that is from Epidemiology of Concussion and Mild Traumatic Brain Injuries. In some cases, people do not have any symptoms that they have a concussion. For others, they have many symptoms. So what are the consequences of somebody who is active within a contact sport and has recurring concussions, and how exactly does it relate to communications? It relates to communication because the consequences from the concussion can affect the person's ability to communicate as they once have, with others or even within themselves. Some of the disorders they have noticed were depressive disorders, and that can happen even when it has never been present previously. Frequent headaches, cognitive disorders, which could include amnesia and dementia, neurodegenerative diseases, especially with Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. So through each of these, communication will not be the same as it was previously just because of the concussions that have been reoccurring. In conclusion, going back to the root of the article, reoccurring concussions could significantly change how a person communicates, either verbally, non-verbally, or through written communication. Now, citations. While reading this article, I noticed that footnotes were utilized to express citations from within the article. At the bottom of the article, all 41 citations were recorded. I noticed that some of the publication names were shortened. I also noticed that the publication titles were not italicized and that some periods were omitted. For instance, there would not be a period after the author's name before the publication date. These were just some of the things that stood out to me while participating in this activity. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation.